One more time for Honne, Andy and James. Yeah. Wow. It's like a rowdy crowd
seats.
today.
It is.
You guys got some
These
fans.
seats are amazing.
So, you know, your music is beautiful and amazing, so I just want to commend you for that. A lot of people don't know you yet, but I expect that to change soon. So if we could just get a little bit into your backstory and how you guys came together.
Yeah. So I met James quite a few years ago now, probably about 6 or 7. But we met at uni. We studied music together. And yeah, we basically just worked on music for a long, long time. And it was about 2 years ago that we then kind of formed Honne, or Honne was born. But yeah, it's like the whole process before was just like a big learning curve, and we did stuff and we wrote lots of songs. But when Honne kind of first emerged, we thought we were on something a little bit special, and kind of persisted with that even more.
Right. When was the moment, like what was it that made you realize that this was more than just having fun making music together, but maybe something that's really taking off?
I think, pardon me, I think it was when we put our first track out. It's called Warm on a Cold Night. And we hadn't put anything out before. And I remember Andy saying, oh, it would be really nice if we got a few thousand plays on SoundCloud kind of thing. And then Andy went on holiday. And whilst you're away, it was like 100,000 plays in a week or two, wasn't it?
In a week, yeah.
And we were very shocked, but pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. That's incredible. And tell us about the name, which is really interesting.
Yeah, so it's a Japanese word. And the meaning is, it means true feelings. So it's kind of feelings that you either keep to yourself or you share with only like close companions. So it's kind of very personal. And we kind of stumbled across the name, but we thought it really worked with the content that we were writing about. So yeah, it's cool. It also comes with another part. So it's a big part of Japanese culture. And the second part to it is tatamai, which is kind of what you give out. So Honne is your true feelings that you either keep into yourself, and tatamai is what you share out to kind of the general public. So it's not necessarily a reflection of what you really think.
Right, which I think is a good description of the sound. It's a very intimate sound, for sure. You feel like you're listening in on a conversation or hearing someone's confession, or But there's obviously, aside from just the name, I see there's some Japanese kanji, at least I believe they are, on the cover. And I know you guys also, there's a lyric in the song, I believe it's called Gone Away from Home. I think I'm messing that up.
No place like home.
No place like home,
yeah,
jeez. Yeah. Where you talk about it being 2 a.m. in Tokyo, it sounded like a real experience. So tell me about the connection with Japan you guys have.
So I've spent a bit of time there. My girlfriend, she moved there for work. So I used that opportunity to go out and visit her. So I spent a couple of months there and just fell in love with Tokyo. I don't know if anyone's ever been, but it's really, really cool. And yes, place.
We wrote that song between us. So I was still in London, and I sent Andy that piano part, and then you sent back like the finished track you sang on the top of it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And in fact, that's actually, in terms of the way we write our music, we often do it separately. So James will often do like the musical part, and later on I'll do the lyrics and melody on top of that, apart. But then we'll come together at the end and kind of finish the track off.
It's quite unusual, I think.
Right.
But seems to work.
But you guys both live in East London now, I think. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool. What do you think? What advantage does that provide for each of you? I mean, we talked about intimate feelings, and you're each alone. And I imagine you can, if you want to spend 20 hours on a synthesizer sound, you can do that.
That's definitely Andy.
Right.
Yeah, he's a twiddler.
Okay. Or if you want to spend 20 hours on a lyric, you can, or on a vocal performance.
Yeah.
But anyway, so what do you think that brings to the music, that separate process? I guess I maybe just answered it, but hopefully not.
Yeah. I don't know, I think we both quite like, just when we're writing music, just to be alone, and like we do a lot of it at night, so like shut the curtains, put like a lamp on in the corner, and just get into the feel of it kind of thing. And I think that shows through the music. A lot of it is quite nighttime.
Yeah, and it's
oriented.
also, you can hear well, I think it's quite intimate and
Yeah.
emotive. So yeah, we're kind of expressing ourselves how we really feel.
Until last week, I hadn't heard Andy do a vocal take because he always just sits there by himself in his room, just honestly sat like this with his microphone, just
Right.
like yeah.
And I was really scared to do it in front of James.
You look really awkward.
Terrifying.
He's gonna find out that I'm a fraud.
Yeah.
Cool. So after SoundCloud, after the song took off on SoundCloud, what happened then? What was the next step to propel you guys forward?
So we did Warm on a Cold Night. That was the first single, and we did another single after that called All in the Value. And then things just started progressing. We started doing some live gigs, and it's been really. We didn't want to we wanted to pace ourselves in that we didn't just instantly want to do a gig straight away. We wanted to make sure that when we did our gig, it was good and there was an audience there to see it.
Because that's like part of the that's like part of the atmosphere, isn't it? If you go to a gig and there's nobody there, I think you sort of have the mindset, oh, this is going to be terrible.
It's depressing.
and the band can't get into it, but when there's loads of people there and some of them know the words and you can see them like, oh yeah, I know this one. It's a really nice feeling.
Cool. And then you guys signed a deal with Super Recordings, right?
Yeah.
Which is the home of Luna George as well. Which you guys know Luna George? Yeah, some people. All right. Okay. Good.
They're not here.
All right.
Here they are.
They're also amazing, and there is to me a through line between, like, there's a connection between your music. Like, it kind of makes sense in some ways that you guys are on the same label because you guys both sort of combine soul and R&B with electronic music. Do you think that's correct?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. And are you guys inspired by what? And they're huge in the UK. They're getting a lot bigger. They're growing here. So has it been easier for you guys now that the label had that success with them first?
Yeah, definitely, because they actually only put out our first two, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Was it three? Two?
Two, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But it just helps when you're putting out a track and you're sending it to blogs or whatever, and they have that association to get their teeth stuck into and think, oh, this is worth listening to, kind of thing.
Right.
That was the main thing.
Cool. And now you guys have this great project, Gone Are the Days. And you're touring, and this is, you're playing tomorrow. You're playing, I believe, at Bowery Ballroom.
That's right.
Right. Cool. But your music, it's the two of you guys, and it's very intimate. But then live, you add different elements to it and different people. Could you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. So obviously it is just James and myself. But you're right. When we do it live, we've got a drummer and a bassist, and sometimes two backing vocalists as well. So it's more of a big show. And we always wanted to do that when we first started out to make it, something different that the audience wouldn't necessarily get if they were just listening to the record. We wanted to step it up a notch.
And you want the live show to be something unique, so that people, like when we put it on a show and someone comes, no one else will ever have that experience again. And I like that thought of them paying for something, but it being a bit special and unique to that one, all those 500 people or whatever.
Is it hard taking songs that were recorded in a bedroom and also are kind of bedroom music in a way, and doing them live for 300 people? Do they just take on a different tone or meaning?
It's been tricky, or not tricky, but it's been a process. We've got to try and balance it because we still want it to remain like an electronic, like it is on the record, like still quite electronic, but with a real drummer who's a person, playing. And our drummer he's incredible.
Yeah.
And he really adds something to the show. But yeah, it is. We just got to make sure it doesn't go too over the top. But it's cool. It's really fun.
It seems like every gig we play, someone tries to poach our band away from us. And we're always like, get away.
Yeah, like, I don't know, Britney Spears, like, we want your drummer. Sorry, guys, I'm going on tour with Britney now. Yeah. Cool. And who are some of the people that you've been inspired by musically?
What, right now, or?
Just in general? Now, then?
I mean, it kind of varies. When we first started writing for Honne, for this project, we were listening to a band called Rye, who are...
No, right.
Yeah,
they
they're
big
amazing. That's actually one of the first groups that I sort of thought of, because also R&B, electronic, but very intimate bedroom sound.
Yeah.
Beautiful album that they have.
Yeah, they're really, really great. And at the same time, we were listening to another band called Ink as well. Don't know if you know them.
I think they're LA, are they?
Yeah, two brothers from LA, and they put out an album called No World, and that's really good. Again, like R&B vibe to it.
Yeah, there's a pattern here.
Yeah. But I guess you, like growing up, Michael Jackson.
Yeah, like that was my first big like musical love kind of thing.
Right, I think a lot of people. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And I love just Quincy Jones's production on that. I think it just every song sounds so unique, and you could hear the first few seconds and know that's a Michael Jackson song, and that's what we aspire to achieve. Yeah.
That's a good aspiration for sure. Yeah, was Sade a touch point at all for you guys? I was curious about that, listening to some of the music. Sade.
Sade.
Yeah, was that an influence on you guys?
No, not
Feel
really.
free to say no.
me.
It's okay.
Yeah, no, not really actually. But should probably listen to it a bit more.
Yeah, that's like Rye's big influence, right?
Right. I mean, it's just another very intimate sound where the songs sound like they're almost being whispered to you sometimes. Check them out for sure. And collaborations. Can you guys talk about any people who you have collaborated with or would like to collaborate with in the future?
Well, actually, we're doing. We can't say too much, so we'll tease you a little bit. But we've got a new single coming out in the next. Well, it's going to be online in the next couple of weeks, and we've collaborated with a girl on that. And
that narrows it down by
Yeah.
50%.
There you go.
But we think it's really, really cool, and we're looking forward to getting it out.
Really, really excited about it.
Yeah.
Right. Cool. And after you guys do this show tomorrow, you're headed down to South by Southwest, and it's your first South by Southwest, and it's crazy. Be warned, as I'm sure you guys have heard. How many shows are you doing down there?
We're doing, I think,
7.
4 days.
Yeah.
We've got 7 shows.
7 shows, 4 days.
Is anyone going to South by Southwest?
Yeah. All right. She is.
All right.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy, but looking forward to it.
Right. What's the biggest thing you're looking forward to in terms of going down? And have you guys been to Texas yet?
No. I'm looking forward to... everyone keeps talking about barbecue food. So, yeah.
You have to do the barbecue food.
Yeah.
That's like essential. That's the best place they do it, and it's like the best American food to me. Brisket.
Brisket,
yeah.
That's got to do that.
Right, cool. And is this a high pressure moment to you guys going down to South by? I'm not necessarily sure how musicians from Britain see it, but in America, it's also seen as like, oh my God, this is a big potential breakout moment.
Oh God.
I was
pressure.
feeling fine until just then. I don't think so, because I think we feel quite prepared for it, because we've done quite a few shows in England and Europe and stuff, and we've been here before. So I think we feel quite calm about it, but maybe we should feel less calm about it from now on.
I think artists can get quite het up about these things, and I personally just try and not think about any of that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And
It's actually a negative thing, isn't it? If you put too much pressure on something, it's almost definitely going to go wrong.
yeah.
Yeah.
And this is also your first headlining tour in the U.S., so congratulations again. And how is it different touring here than it is in other places? I'm sure you guys have also hit the continent. So
Well, the main difference is everywhere's very far apart, so you have to fly absolutely everywhere.
Yeah.
Unless you're doing like a huge string of dates. So this time we're flying we're doing Toronto, Chicago, South by Southwest, San Francisco, and LA. But next time we come back, hopefully we'll do maybe like 20 dates or something, and do them all in a row in a van,
Yeah.
like
Right.
normal bands.
right.
But so we came in November to do 2 shows in New York, and in terms of the audience, we loved it, because I feel like everyone was just slightly more rowdy, which is a good thing for us, and just up for a party basically.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
Yeah, in New York, the crowd is either super jaded and they don't care, or they're rowdy. It's like
Yeah.
one of the two.
Yeah, I think we had 2 gigs. The first night they were quite calm, and then the second night, 15 minutes before we went on, they were like, ah!
Yeah, people screaming, "I love you."
How has it been seeing? I mean, who knows what it's going to be like tomorrow if we extrapolate from there. What has it been like to see these crowds grow? And it's only been a year now that you guys have been doing this. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's kind of really strange.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's completely amazing. And yeah, this US tour is sold out, and it's sold out months in advance. So it's very weird, but we are loving it. Yeah, because it's what we've wanted to do for a very long time.
Right. And a lot of your success has come from SoundCloud. You talked about what is your thought on streaming? It's definitely a very just a hot topic in the music industry because artists aren't always getting paid as much as they would like to from some of these things. But then of course there is an element of discovery. So what's your take on streaming and the future of that?
I think for us, it's been really useful in just getting our music out there, getting people to hear it. Like SoundCloud is where it started for us. And that's...
Yeah, I mean, if people had to part with their money before they could hear us properly, then we wouldn't be here now, I don't think.
No.
Because it's the best way, isn't it? If you can get people hear your music and they put you on a Spotify playlist or repost on SoundCloud or whatever, or you get on Hype Machine because blogs are writing about you, then that's the best exposure you can get, really, isn't it? Well, it's a very good exposure.
Yeah.
Right. And then they come to your show, and that's where they hopefully pay
Exactly.
some money there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's a great way to get started, I think.
Right. Do you think people will eventually, just to continue on streaming, the big hope is that everyone will eventually subscribe to all these services, and people will pay like $12 a month for Spotify or Apple Music or all these services. Do you think that's something that will happen, or are people too used to getting their music for free?
I think it will.
Yeah.
Because, it sounds really stingy, but I didn't think I'd ever subscribe to Spotify, and I have. I took the plunge.
Right.
And I think, it's great. Just
Yeah.
being able to listen to whatever I want, when I want, with no adverts or whatever, it's really, really nice.
Yeah. It's strange how, because when I was a teenager, it was £15 for a CD. So what's that, like $23 or something?
Yeah.
$20. And so now it's £12, £15 a month to get all the music you could ever want. And it's just weird that everyone thinks,
Right.
oh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
But it's really not a lot of money.
Right. For sure.
So sign up.
Sorry, yeah. And right now it's even hard to choose. I mean, because like there's Tidal and Kanye's putting something out on there, and you're like, oh God, now I have to subscribe to Tidal too. So what's next for you guys? When's the single coming out?
It will be released in, when is it, June or July?
Yeah.
But basically, people will be able to hear it in a couple of weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
And will there be another longer project similar to this one coming soon?
So we're kind of finishing our album. So it's our first album.
Right.
Yeah.
And that, again, will be in July.
Yeah.
It's all very, very exciting. We can't wait to get it out.
Great. Do you think it'll be an evolution of the sound on Gone Are the Days, or will it more just fill out that sound?
It's going to be a mixture. So it's going to be like the whole kind of nighttime feel from some of the songs like Warm on a Cold Night. And then there's going to be some more up-tempo numbers.
Yeah.
Not too dissimilar to Gone Are the Days, just to, I don't know, get people in a more summery kind of feeling and...
Right.
Yeah.
So it is very nighttime, kind of wintertime music in some ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got to get a bit of summer in there, haven't we?
Yeah, we didn't want to limit ourselves.
It's already like summer today, so
Yeah.
got to get used to it. So cool. All right, we're gonna go to an audience Q&A.
From an online viewer. So Riley would like to know, where is your favorite place to perform and why?
Ooh.
Oof. Well, where's he based? Can we base it on that?
No. Favorite place? I really like. We've been to Berlin a few times.
Yeah.
And that's a really, really cool place. Really like Berlin.
Yeah. It sort of depends drastically on what the audience are like on the night. It's a strange one, isn't it? The atmosphere on the night dictates how you feel about the gig. So
The audience are always great, James.
yes,
Yeah, Berlin for me. It's cool.
yeah, it's party town.
And have you guys gotten to perform in Tokyo yet? I mean,
No.
oh, okay, we gotta
But
arrange
it's
that.
got
Yeah.
to happen, yeah.
Yeah.
It will.
Cool. All right.
Hey guys.
Hiya.
So I first discovered the song Coastal Love on SoundCloud last summer, and I've been loving your music ever since. So I have 2 questions. First, Warm on a Cold Night starts off with this intro that really reminds me of listening to an old radio. So I was wondering how you got the idea for that. And then also, your song title, Church Rave in Miami. What was the inspiration for that?
So Warm on a Cold Night, that radio intro, is actually my old housemate, and he has a really, really low voice at the best of times, but when he has a hangover, it's really crazy. It's very, very croaky. And he came in one night, and it was about 1 o'clock, and he said, right, as soon as I wake up in the morning, we've got to record me talking like I'm on the radio kind of thing. And he came down, and I couldn't believe it. And he actually came up with all that stuff just on the fly. I don't know if we even had any music at that point.
Yeah, we had the track.
Oh, did we?
Yeah. And then so he came up with the intro, and then as soon as I heard that, I was like, right, cool. Record all the lyrics for it. And his voice was so low, the room was shaking. That's how low and deep it was. It's great. And Church Rave in Miami, no idea.
Sometimes you write a song, and then you'll just be chatting, and we were just like, God, this sounds like, the end of it sounds like a church rave, but in Miami.
Yeah.
I don't even know what a church rave is, to be honest, but it sounded like those combinations of words. So.
Yeah.
Along with the show in Tokyo, I think we should arrange a rave in a church in Miami.
Let's
Yeah.
do that.
So yeah,
Okay.
we'll talk about that afterwards.
Okay.
Cool. There's gonna be one more question.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Hi. I was just wondering what the top 3 artists or bands you would like to tour with in the future.
Okay. I don't know how.
Does it have to be realistic?
No, anything.
Okay, Michael Jackson.
There's a hologram, so
yeah.
we could make that work.
Yeah.
I'd love to support Kendrick Lamar. I think he's
Yeah.
amazing.
That is the ultimate, actually. That
Yeah.
would be great.
And who else?
Oh, tricky one.
Well, I don't know. I just feel like Beyonce because
Yeah.
she's incredible, and why not?
Do we need another one, or are we sticking with Michael Jackson?
That was 3, but you can do one more if you'd like to. Yeah. It sounds like you
The
want
Beatles.
the Beatles.
Yeah.
There we go. Right. Cool. All right, great everybody. Oh, and Rye. We gotta do Rye at least.
Yeah.
That would
Right,
that would
yeah.
be awesome.
Ink.
So,
Everyone, let's just
yeah.
do it.
We'll do the bedroom R&B
Yeah.
electronica tour.
The strangest touring combo
Yeah.
of all time.
We now have 3 ideas for some live things, so this is
Yeah.
great. All right,
Yeah.
we'll talk about it afterwards.
Okay.
Jordan, yeah. Cool. Thanks everybody for coming out.
Yeah, thank
Honne,
you. Thanks.
Check them out tomorrow live at Barry Ballroom or down in South by Southwest.